So if you're a girl in your 20s, you'll find that nobody really teaches you how to become financially abundant. You're left on your own to figure this out. While I get ready today, I will teach you the real things that I learned about money, and these are the things that changed my life and will for sure change yours. So if you're looking to transform your relationship with money, keep watching this video because I'm going to be diving into all the ways that you can change your life starting today. Let's get into the video. So the biggest shock of my 20s is that money isn't really about math. It's more about identity, your mindset, and your confidence to get it. And that's when I realized that you can budget all day, but if you don't believe that you're someone who's worthy of making money, of maintaining that money and making more money, you'll just self-sabotage every financial opportunity you get because you're just going to think that you're not good enough. And this can come in different forms. So for example, if say you're a content creator and you get offered a $5,000 brand deal, and at this point you don't know that you can negotiate that deal, but you're already seeing $5,000 in your contract, and to you that's a huge lump sum of money and you don't want to mess that up. But in reality, you can negotiate it. Maybe the brand has $7,000 in their budget and they're just waiting for you to ask for more, but you think that you're not good enough, or you think that it's not possible for you, so you don't ask for it. And trust me, I used to do this too when I was first getting started with social media, and I would start doing brand deals and contracts, and I didn't know that I could negotiate, and I didn't know that they're willing to pay me more until I started doing it. And then now I feel like it comes naturally to me, and I've noticed that the more I negotiate, the more I get offered. So definitely always ask for more and don't hesitate to know your worth. Always assume that if when someone reaches out to you with something money related, it's because they see your worth and they see that you're capable of being paid to do this thing. And the next thing I want to talk about is where financial abundance actually starts. And it starts with two things that people never really talk about, and that's self-worth and clarity. Some people think that if they don't buy their $5 latte every single day and they just get it here and there, that will make them richer in the long run. But that isn't totally true if you actually think about it and do the math. That's more of a scarcity mindset. When I got clear on what I actually wanted, and that's not just the money that I wanted, but the life that I wanted, that's when I started making my decisions very differently. I was that person that was buying coffee outside every single day, and yes, it was adding up, but in the long run, I was noticing that I could just get myself a better coffee machine, or I can just invest in a Nespresso membership. And yeah, that does cost a little bit more, but in the long run, you are saving money and you are investing in your time because now you can make that coffee at home. So when you get clear on what you actually want, your life will change, and that means that you're drawn to more, you're exposed to more, you will receive more. I've noticed that abundance actually starts when you stop living like the bare minimum version of yourself. You don't need to settle for the cheapest thing at Starbucks every single day. You can get yourself a really nice coffee machine and then just refill on the pod. But none of this is possible without your mindset. So these are some mindset shifts that every girl in her 20s needs, especially when she decides that she wants better for herself financially. So this is what helped me personally. So the first thing is to stop waiting for the perfect career path. And I've talked about this in my other videos. I really struggled with job search as a new grad. I've applied to over 1,000 jobs, and I could talk about this in a different video, but I was waiting for the perfect role to just fall into my lap, and I just thought that's where I would start. And I had a few companies in mind that I thought I would work at as soon as I graduated, and that didn't happen. So that was a really good wake-up call for me. Your income really starts growing when your experiences grow. So be open to trying different things before you get the job that you want, and you should take roles that really build your skills. So whether that means working at a startup and wearing multiple hats, or taking on internships or volunteer roles where you can actually have projects underneath your belt, so that when you apply to bigger companies, they'll take you more seriously. You really have to put your ego aside as a new grad when you're looking for your first job. That's one piece of advice that I would give everyone in their 20s. And you also have to separate your emotions from money, because if you say that you just wrote the hardest exam of your semester and now you want to go out for dinner with your friends, you can't feel guilty about spending money on that. And when you feel guilty about spending, or you're constantly worried about saving, it keeps you in this guilt cycle that is really hard to get out of, especially as a girl in her 20s. That's something that you don't want. I saw this meme on Instagram one day and it was like, I'm not budgeting, I'm just gonna make more money. And that is 100% what you should thrive to live by. Instead of thinking like, that's too expensive for me, you should be asking yourself, what can I do to make enough money where that thing is no longer out of reach for me? So this doesn't have to be anything crazy. For example, if you are someone who travels regularly and you want to get lounge access, there are credit cards that will give you free lounge access with your membership. So you can just look into that instead of thinking, oh, okay, like the lounge is just for like this set of people and like it's never going to be possible for me. It definitely is possible for you, and it's also also possible for you as a student. So even if you're not working your dream job in your 20s, you know that it's going to take a few years for you to build up your career. It's definitely still possible for you to earn money. And it also keeps you creative when you ask yourself, okay, how can I make more money, or like how can I get there? This is when you start researching different streams of income, whether that's posting on social media, if you want to do UGC, if you want to freelance, if there's a talent of yours that you really want to build on. For example, if you enjoy baking and you want to start making birthday cakes for people, and you make yourself a page promoting your business, those are all ways that will keep you creative and also make you more money. So ask yourself, what is your current money mindset, and be so honest with yourself. Think about all aspects of your life. Think about your career, your home, your relationships, your family life. What is your current money mindset? Where do you think that you feel limited? Where do you feel like you are more stressed than other places? And depending on your life so far, that will look very different for everybody. So here are some practical steps, and these steps will truly change your mindset about money. You can't manifest financial abundance, or you can't really manifest anything without putting in the work for it. So these are the exact things that I did to change my money mindset and actually start growing my money instead of getting stuck in this cycle where I felt like I was saving and then restricting myself from really living my life. So the very first thing that I did would be tracking my spending, and I have a Excel spreadsheet. So I put in my finances for the month there, and then I will track my spending, and then I would also take a portion of that and then put it into my investments every month. And this I typically check once a week, and that's just because you want to make sure that everything is adding up, that you want to make sure it's all accurate. And this is something that everyone should be doing. You should be checking your credit cards, you should be checking your investment portfolios. You'd be surprised. Sometimes mistakes do happen. Sometimes you see charges from subscription accounts that shouldn't be there, and the earlier you catch something, the earlier that you can get it fixed. And the next thing that I did is I built multiple streams of income. So I started doing freelancing work on the side. Because I post on TikTok and Instagram, I would do UGC for brands. So if you don't know what UGC is, it's when a brand sends you their product for you to make videos with, and you don't have to post it on your feed. You just have to edit it and send it to them and make sure that it's the style that they're expecting. It does pay pretty well, especially when you don't have to post it on your page, and you don't really need to have a big following to do this. So that's one of the things I did. And the other thing that I did was I created digital planners for students and young professionals. So my digital planners are all $5 and under, so it's very affordable for students and young professionals. And because of the type of content I post on my social media, that is my target audience. You guys can check out the link in my bio. I also have a vision board planner there, which I found is super helpful. It also covers money and finances as one of the pillars, and something as simple as that, it does add up. Now it's passive income. You also have to prove to yourself that you can make money outside of your day job. So I work a 9 to 5, but I also make money outside of that. I have different sources of income. It shows me what else is possible. My identity is not working my 9 to 5, even though I really do enjoy it. I find I learn new skills because I have this job, but I also want to explore my creative side. I love designing, I love creating videos, I love editing, and those are all things that I do on the side. And the third thing is investing in myself. So I listen to educational podcasts almost every single day. I journal every single day. I read a lot of self-help books and productivity books. I read a lot of articles where I'm learning about different investment strategies. I learn about how to grow my investment portfolios, what else is out there, how I can grow my digital product business. Right now I'm on Etsy and I'm looking into Shopify, so how to start and run a Shopify page. By investing in yourself, you're already putting yourself ahead of a lot of people that don't take the time out of their day to read an article, to read these books, to learn about how to invest their money. Because if you think about it, if your 9 to 5 is your only source of income, you have to create these systems because that's where the real freedom is. That being said, see if there's anything that you can do on the side to make passive income, or just alongside your student or your job journey. If you want to freelance, if you love graphic design, maybe you can reach out to your favorite content creators and ask them if there's anything that you can work on. There's so many ways for you to make money and really grow your finances that aren't traditional, and it doesn't always come in the form of a job. It could be just you using your talents or skills to help somebody else grow their business. And that brings me to the biggest secret, and that is your network. And this is something that nobody really talks about. You know how they always say your network is your net worth, and that is so true, because who you talk to and who you know really sets you forward in this world. And if you think about it, there's nothing in this life that you're gonna do alone. You really need to surround yourself with people who can get you into rooms that you can't bring yourself into. When I was in grad school, I was attending as many conferences as I could, and I was talking to so many industry professionals, trying to network with them. And when you're a student, it's the best time to do it because everybody wants to talk to you. When you have that educational email, it does get you more responses, and just asking them about their story, how they broke into this industry, what tips they have for a new grad. Those small conversations will help them remember you so that when you graduate and when you're looking for a job, they can give you a referral to their company. And these things don't happen immediately. You do have to build the connections, you have to build those relationships, but these weak ties really do help you out later on. And I noticed that because I was doing this consistently as a grad student, and then once I graduated, because I was volunteering with Google at this time and I was traveling with them, I was meeting so many industry professionals, I started getting invited to events. So at this point, I didn't have to try as hard to get conference invites or to attend as a speaker on a panel. They would start reaching out to me. So your network really does solidify the places that you'll go. And there's been events that I was invited to that I wouldn't have even dreamed of. For example, going to Google I/O isn't something that I would have thought to do. So I was able to get myself an all expenses trip paid to California. And that was probably one of the most eye-opening trips I took in my professional career, because through that, I was able to network with so many people that I still talk to this day. I keep up with their professional journey, they keep up with mine. When I'm looking to make a pivot in my career journey, I can just reach out to them for advice, or I can ask them to make an introduction to someone else they know. I know nobody likes doing this, but you really have to put yourself out there and talk to new people. You also have to promote yourself. You have to tell them what value you bring to the table, because nobody wants to talk to someone that doesn't offer anything to them. This is something all girls struggle with, and it's where we don't want to brag too much about ourselves, or we don't want to come off as cocky. If you think about it, nobody's going to advocate on your behalf, so you have to do it for yourself. So really expand your network, really take the time to talk to the person that's next to you at that conference. Don't make it so transactional to the point where it just seems like you're asking for something. Definitely let them know that you're inspired by their career journey, and trust me, opportunities do show up more when you're more visible. So attend these events. If you're not able to go in person, find the virtual events, reach out to people. Every week on LinkedIn, I'm messaging at least 5 people to ask them for a coffee chat. And they're not always in my industry. If it's someone in finance, I've noticed that I have the most eye-opening conversations with people who have nothing to do with my career path or what I studied. And going back to the finance example, because I'm interested in personal finance, I learn a lot from people who are already doing that for work. So that's another takeaway for you guys. Just reach out to people, and you should just understand that everyone you meet has something to offer you. So it doesn't matter if they're older than you, it doesn't matter if they're younger than you, it doesn't matter if they're not in the same country as you. You're gonna learn something new from every single person that you come across. So always take advantage of that. And the next tip is to feel abundant before you actually are. And they say that when it comes to confidence, you should fake it till you make it. So this is pretty much the same thing. Stop acting like you're stressed, like you're worried about your finances, and start acting like you already have it. So act like you're already making the amount that you thought you want, because when you act like the person you want to become, there's less things that hold you back, and you just appear more confident. People will be drawn to you. People will want to help you out and get you to the place where you want to go. So when you start acting like the girl who trusts money, who manages her money well, and attracts more money, before you know it, that is your reality. And then just tell yourself, okay, this version of me, she makes decisions from confidence. She doesn't make decisions out of fear. She chooses quality over panic. She takes action instead of waiting. And life will always reward the people that keep moving no matter what. If you stay stagnant and you don't make moves, even if you make the wrong moves, you're just gonna understand that, okay, like because this way didn't work out, I'm gonna try this way. You'll find that you get rewarded more in life because you're failing. And the most successful people, they fail so much before they start. If you read about any millionaire or any successful business owner, they'll tell you that they failed so many times for so many years before they actually hit their breakthrough. And most importantly, you should always believe that there's more coming. This is never the end, because you're just in your 20s now. You still have your whole life ahead of you. This is the foundation. And if you follow everything else I've already said in this video, you're ahead of most people in this age bracket. So if you're a girl in her 20s looking to be financially abundant, don't go chasing money. Instead, you should chase growth, alignment, and clarity that come with it. You definitely need to build skills. You need to build the confidence, and you need to build that identity that the most financially abundant version of yourself will already fall into. And always remember that you're not behind, you're not too late. It's never too late, and you're never behind. We're all on our own timelines. Everyone's timeline looks different. So if you notice that someone's already a millionaire in their 20s, or someone bought their first house when they were 21, you're not behind them at all. You're going to be building a foundation that's going to support you for the rest of your life, and this is just the first building block. So as long as you take aligned action now, you are never behind. Okay, so my makeup's done, and I really hope that you guys found this video helpful. I want to make more content about personal finances. I did make another video a while back that I can link down below. I hope you guys found this video video helpful. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And now it's time to go build a version of yourself that's wealthy in every way. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.